It's just the thought that he sort of broke the ceiling.
Oh, thank you, you're right. And there's another house not too far from here.
Very pretty. Yeah, this looks very nice. Hello to everyone who likes gardens and walks. And today we are discovering Kingston Lacy, an opulent family home built to resemble a Venetian palace. It's not the house here, it's just stables. But I wouldn't mind the house like this. Some stables were left for show, but entire building used for restaurant and another facilities. I forgot to mention what this property now belongs to National Trust. The house was built between 1663 and 1665 by Ralph Banks, and the house belonged to the family of Banks for 3 centuries. Very beautiful flowers borders by the house, also very pretty parterre, but the estate by itself is just vast. It's 8,500 acres. The video was taken in summertime, like you can see, and front of the house also was beautiful collection of dahlias. There is plenty to see here, from spectacular artworks in the house to beautiful landscapes. First, we were walking in the garden because it was very hot summer day and we didn't want to be in the garden in the hottest part of the day. We are wandering through the fern and Japanese garden and finish our walk in the kitchen garden, which was restored to Victorian splendor. And after that we will enjoy amazing artworks and beautiful furniture in the house. You can see it's just morning, but everybody already trying to find space in the shade. And we will start our walk from the shady fern garden. Beautiful perennial borders, full of buzzing bees and butterflies. This white agapanthus was just gorgeous. The Lime Avenue was created in the late 17th century. From one side you can see grazing land for the special breed of sheep. The main path now leads to the 7 acres Japanese garden developed by Henrietta Banks after she had visited the 1910 Japanese exhibition at White City. It is the largest Japanese garden in the country, and she sourced some of the plants from Japan. However, like almost all of the Edwardian era Japanese gardens, it is an interpretation rather an attempt to the absolutely authentic. But still, it's very pretty and very atmospheric.
Oh, it's pretty. It wasn't like this.
It was done a lot of works since we visited the garden last time, probably 5 years ago.
Yeah, this looks very nice. Hydrangea, maples, and the sculpture.
And this is one of my favorite places in the garden, kitchen garden. The most amazing things here its level of maintenance and order. Unbelievable how tidy it is.
the pink, look. They're very pretty too. And such true. Well, it's kind of pavilion. It really works. Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, look at this sunflower. Number of them. But I like what they are short, but with big flowers and multi-headed, yeah. It's really nice. Very pretty cosmos by the pavilion.
This is the flower garden inside the kitchen garden, where flowers were grown for domestic use to decorate the house. This is very neat, everything organized like. Well, everything, all pots.
Well, you're the opposite.
I'm yes.
But this is just here. What is that? Very nice.
The kitchen garden was the pride and joy of Walter and Henrietta, where they showcased the latest technology to produce the finest produce and flowers. Of course, World War I saw the end of that. The gardens quickly declined and many of the glass houses collapsed. However, in 2009, the Trust decided to begin a restoration project and bring it back to life. We've seen what not everything developed since, but huge amount of work was done. And of course, everybody appreciated. It was real pleasure to see kitchen garden, but now we are walking back through the Japanese garden, but we have chosen different route to show you more. This site also famous for cherry blossom. On the other side of the main path is an unusual feature, sunken garden with serious geometrical beds, currently planted with meadow plants. It was designed by William Goldring in 1899-1904 for Henrietta Banks. It's a lot of stories about this estate, but one story is very special and I will tell it to you. The Banks family have owned Corfe Castle, which is not so far from here. During the Civil War, the Banks family remained loyal to the crown. Sir John Banks died at Oxford in December 1644. Left to fend for herself during 2 sieges, his wife Mary Banks defended Corfe Castle, but it eventually fell to the parliamentary forces. Can you imagine what a lady in 17th century will organize resistance against parliamentarian army? The enemies too were impressed, and when Corfe Castle was destroyed, they let Mary go, and even let her to take castle keys. This sculpture dedicated to Mary. Have a look above fireplace, you can see real keys from Corfe Castle. Of course it's interesting story, but from another thought, you are thinking, what are you doing with the keys from the castle which was completely destroyed? It's not too much left from castle in our days, and it belongs to National Trust as well. But of course it's very interesting to visit it, and especially because its elevated location, the view from there is just unbelievable pretty. But the house, it's so nice. Look at these wood carvings. I was always thinking how much work involved to create it.
Oh, thank you, you're right. And there's another house not too far from here.
It's just the thought that she sort of the ceiling.
And that was another ceiling. I still struggle to see how you managed to bring a ceiling from one country to another. It's something you do with dropping it onto a canvas and things, and you can, yeah, and make it big, but you can't see joints or anything.
Saying that one of the guys was saying that he actually bought a ship, bought a frigate, wasn't it, to bring stuff over from the travels, or one of them anyway. Yeah, apparently it was
upstairs, which isn't open unfortunately, but there's a Chinese cabinet. So I think cabinets were quite popular. Somebody was saying, one of the guests who was coming here a while ago said to me that in the sort of mid-19th century there was a big exhibition in London somewhere and they focused particularly on cabinets that particular year and they suddenly became really quite popular.
Just let me show you some details closer. Among the paintings there are works of Titian, Rubens and Sebastiano. Nice view from the windows, and also the servants' quarter was quite interesting. Kingston Lacy was gifted to National Trust in 1981 with all its collections. It is beautiful property with many things to admire, and it is difficult to see everything in one go. I hope you like what you've seen. Now I have to say goodbye, have a nice day, and don't forget to put your thumb up and leave your comment. If you like pretty places and walks, please subscribe. See you soon!